They need to make sure they had their people on both sides. I'm sorry, I accidentally pressed the button that ended the video, so I'm just continuing where I left off. But this is stuff we need to understand. Censorship has been so important in this country for a long time, and a lot of it is being abandoned so that we can support our allies as a country. And I tell y'all, man, it's the damage that we were ultimately trying to avoid is now being done to the generation we're in right now. Children are seeing things that they shouldn't see because they just so happen to have TikToks or Instagram accounts that are attached to these things that are happening in the world that are devastating. Some people are having their minds warped, desensitized in some very, very dangerous ways. And you don't know what type of sicknesses we're birthing in some of our children whose eyes are seeing these things. You don't know what type of depraved minds we're allowing to see certain things that inspire them to do some of the worst things in the world, because that's what ultimately they needed to be their worst, is just to see stuff like this to awaken those sickness within. Like, these are the type of things that we really have to understand are being neglected, while we go so far as to support our ally who wants to go about inflicting this type of horror, along with our help, of course, on others. I mean, it's just so depraved, man. And I want people to understand that I'm not of the mindset that we're supposed to be silent just because they're going through lengths that are drastic to silence people like myself. Because even as they silence people like myself, sickos with depraved minds are still seeing the images that they are claiming don't exist, and they're so irresponsible in how they're handling all of this that they're allowing it to happen when they've spent so much time and so much effort over the last so long throughout the course of movie history and all of this to keep us from this type of desensitization, to keep from awakening that type of sickness in the minds of those who would otherwise be inspired by these images. And so that's what I want to say to y'all, man. There's a lot of bad that comes with what America is doing in support of their trusted ally who wants to go around doing this nonsense that we're seeing right here. It's a lot of harm being done that is not being acknowledged, because in order to acknowledge it, it undoes the support. And that support is undying because it's literally paid for. It is the irresponsibility of that environment that needs to be checked. People can't just buy their way into your government and then mold your moral compass to fit their intended purpose. That should never be something we allow to happen again after this generation. It should be shunned. It should be punished. And the damage that has now been done from allowing it to happen is now amongst us. And that's what I want people to understand. That is the moral of the video that I just made here. This is a two-parter, of course. But it's an important point of view, man. I really think this is an important point of view, because it's irresponsible for our government to continue on the path of allowing these folks to continue doing what they're doing, thus creating so much footage for so many people to witness, and then not from there acknowledging the trauma and the sickness that comes from these images being in our faces. And furthermore, our country supporting it in such a way that only further normalizes the behavior and warps the sickness that comes into the minds of those who are seeing them do so, and the images as well. So that's what I'm here to say, man. This is important. We're doing wrong by our next generation, these kids that are coming into this world. We're doing wrong by them in our support of Israel, man. That's the bottom line. We're doing wrong by them kids, and we're going to see horrible things manifest from that. And we're deserving of such because we're allowing genocide. It hurts the people, obviously, who are having it inflicted upon them, and it also hurts the minds of those who are witnessing it in a multitude of ways that have not been studied, but we will see the result of over the course of time going forward. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching.